So, should you buy? Well, I'm going to try to sell you this game. Potentially. But these are my thoughts, my views, and ultimately it's down to yourselves. But I'm going to have to give you a little bit of background on this game. It is a sequel to the John Carpenter's film of 1982, also called The Thing. But that was also a remake of the 1951 film The Thing from Another World. And let's not get this mixed up with the prequel to the John Carpenter's film, also called The Thing, that was released in 2011. Yeah, it can get a little confusing. It's not critical, but you really need to watch the John Carpenter's film, The Thing. The plot and the storyline and everything you'll see in this game will just flow, and it works really well. That's you. You play as the character Blake. Now Blake, he can run, he can shoot, he can crouch, you can interact with the environments, you can interact with your NPCs. You can also use items like fire extinguishers, flares, flashlights.
Blake, if you need anything repaired or even a simple bypass, and I'm your man.
If any of you take on any damage, get back to me ASAP, and I'll help you out. I'm not carrying any dead bodies back.
I'm locked, loaded, and ready to make shit dead.
Interacting with the environment is very simple. Blake can actually repair the simple junction boxes himself, but when things get complicated, you'll need an engineer. The game will tell you that. And when you get injured, as I'm about to, the medic will automatically come over and look after you.
Hold still and I'll fix you up.
You will occasionally come across locked doors. Search the area. There's obviously parts of the game you've not been to yet. You need to search around to find that elusive key or that code or whatever's required to actually gain entry into that part of the environment. Just do a little bit of searching. It hasn't got a map. It's not going to help you in that regard, but just old-fashioned gaming. Go out and search the environment.
I'm gonna hide this tape when I'm finished. If none of us make it, at least there'll be some kind of a record. The storm's been hitting us pretty hard now for 48 hours. We still have nothing to go on. One other thing. I think it rips through your clothes when it takes you over. Windows found some shredded long johns, but the name tag was missing. They could be anybody's. We're all very tired. There's nothing else I can do. Just wait. R.J. McCready, helicopter pilot, U.S. Outpost North 31.
There's plenty of homages to the original John Carpenter's film, and it's brilliant. You're about to see one now. But did you know that John Carpenter actually made a cameo role in this game? Yes, he did.
What the hell?
What do you think it is, Captain?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Looks like a goddamn UFO to me. This shit gives me the creeps.
Yeah, we're not alone in the universe and all that crap. Check it out and move on.
Area looks secure. I don't get this. Okay.
Ah, Christ, what is that?
Chill out. Everybody keep tight till we figure out what's going on.
The fear-trust mechanic in this game is very interesting. You can see there the medic, he's freaking out a little bit. It's because he's horrified with what he can see. Now, if you left him there too long and didn't move him away like I'm doing now, he'll freak out so much that he will no longer trust you, and in some cases
sir.
will
Okay,
actually
yes, sir.
turn on you and start shooting you. You can interact, like I've said before, with certain things within the environment. I'm interacting with the computer there to gain a little bit of information. You can also pick up notes, so on and so
That's the
forth.
kind of information Whitley was talking about. I gotta find that report. Whitley, this is Blake.
What have you got?
One body, identification says Childs, no survivors. And what appears to be
One body, and what?
in some kind of unidentified craft. It looks, well, like a UFO. Colonel? Colonel!
Roger. I'll have a chopper there ASAP. There's a supply crate that was dropped earlier near the base. It contains C4 charges. I want you to rig all the remaining buildings and I'll remote detonate them from here.
Affirmative. I'll contact you when we're finished. Identify yourself!
Captain, it's Carter. Christ, where's everybody?
What happened here?
Something. I don't know what they were, but they attacked us. I thought they was part of the... Wait a minute. Don't you come any closer. Where the hell did you come from anyways?
A chopper brought me in. From the U.S. Research Station, 5 clicks south of here.
I'm hurt pretty bad.
Don't move, I'll see what I can do.
I'm pretty messed up. All right, I'm okay. Maybe you will get us out of this. Okay.
You would forget something. Weapons. Well, there's an assortment of weapons that you can pick up and you will find. These can be anything from pistols, grenades, sniper rifles, shotguns, submachine guns, flamethrowers, rifles, grenade launchers, and heavy machine guns. You'll also find that the heavy machine guns are more or less attached to certain security cameras, but that will enable you to clear certain sections of the game. And don't forget, you can also pick up health packs, explosives, ammunition. Blood test kits come in really handy because you may have to prove to the NPCs that you are actually human and not been taken over by the thing. But that works both ways. You can test them just as quickly as you can test yourself. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can go into first-person mode. This is apparently more accurate shooting, but what I find is when you get waves of them coming at you, you need to be more mobile.
Where's my weapon?
Now, enemies. Enemies come in several varieties.
Yes,
You've
sir.
got smaller versions. I believe these are called scuttlers. I didn't name them. But anyway, they're very easy to kill. They do move very quickly, so they can be a bit tricky at first, but you can just shoot them with machine gun, shotgun, whatever, and that'll kill them, that'll finish them off. But when you start dealing with bigger enemies, we'll call these walkers, or maybe humans that have just changed into two-legged beasts as well, you weaken them first by shooting them. Once you've shot them down to a certain level, you can then just flame them, and then that'll finish them off. Occasionally you will get some smaller versions, because remember, this organism wants to protect itself, so it will split itself into small organisms and they will come out and attack you. Now the bigger bosses, it's basically exactly the same thing. You may have to kill them in a certain way, but ultimately weaken them first with gunfire and then flame their asses. Throw into the mix shadow government, rogue operations. Yeah, they want this as well. The thing could be potentially used as a biological weapon. So you've got loads of humans to be looking out for as well that are just going to come at you. They're not too difficult to take out in all fairness, but watch out for the guys with the flamethrowers. They can be really annoying and they don't mind burning your ass from behind. They really don't. So what are my final thoughts on this one? Well, comparing it first of all to that original game that came out on the Xbox, PlayStation 2 and the PC, everything has been upgraded. Everything. It's not just a simple, oh, we'll just give it a new 4K skin and that'll be the end of it. The lighting, the textures, the graphics, the playability, the HUD display, the whole shebang, everything has been upgraded. But what you're going to also have to bear in mind that this is a remaster, not a remake. So does it play like the original game? You better believe it does. They wanted to keep it very faithful to that original game. And in this, they've most definitely succeeded. And I'm really glad they've not tried to make a ton of changes, because I think it would have taken the game away from its roots, in all fairness. And I think it would have ended up being a ruined game. Does that though mean that it does at times play a little clunky? Of course it does. Again, it's a remaster, not a remake. Is it a deal breaker? No, not one little bit. And you will get a ton of enjoyment out of this. Old school gamers like me are going to feel right at home with this one. It's a ton of fun, it really is. Younger generation, if you're at school, you may struggle, especially if you've only ever played on modern systems, modern consoles. All I would suggest is, if you're really up for it, you're up for the challenge, stick with it. You'll get used to the controls eventually, and, you know, it's got such a good story. It really has. It's got an interesting story. Is it maybe how the sequel of the film should actually go? I don't know. It's got enough riding on it that you should give it a go. Will we see a sequel? I hope so. There was one that was in production, but it got cancelled at the last minute, and that should have come out on the PS3. I know that much. Right, I'm out of here, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts and comments below. I'd really be interested in them. As always, I'd like to thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting me. I'll catch you lot all again. Take care.
Need some help?
Yeah, no shit. I need you to circle close.
Woohoo!